Brought to you by DK Audio.
A Recipe for Love by Amelia Berry. Read by Helen McAlpine. Prologue. Tomorrow the World. Tomorrow the World was a joke between Bella Smith and her beloved Nan. More than a joke, a hymn to their shared love of travel, excitement, and the next great adventure. Neither of them ever stayed in one place for too long. Why would you? There was always somewhere new to explore. Bella had only been working at this particular hotel near Malaga for a few weeks. Her customary restless feeling hadn't yet kicked in, but it would. It always did. The stag party in front of her definitely wasn't helping. Preparing food at table was one of the restaurant's signature moves, but it was far from Bella's favourite part of her job. For her, cooking was all about the food. Turning a simple crepe Suzette into a performance took something away. It was bad enough when her audience was a sweet family group, drowsily cheerful on sun and sangria, and happy to nod along with the theatre of the thing. It was even less fun with a table full of drunk, handsy posh boys who kept trying to slide euros into Bella's waistband. She raced back to the safety of the kitchen as fast as humanly possible. Pastry was her favourite section. Dessert was the wow moment in any meal. The time for food that nobody really needed, but everyone truly desired. Dessert could be an explosion in the mouth, a memory of childhood, or simple comfort. She finished exhausted but satisfied, her final sugar basket spun, and her last plate dressed, and was wiping down her bench when she was called back to the restaurant. "There's a guy wants to talk to you." She tucked the loose strands of dark brown hair under her cap as best she could, and made her way to the dining room. The staff were clearing up and resetting for tomorrow's breakfast. The diners were long gone, except for one figure at the table nearest the balcony, the table with the horrible stag do. Bella headed over, girding herself for another round of drunken propositions. The stranger looked up as she approached. Bella stopped. Everything stopped. In among the noise of the restaurant, the clatter of crockery and the chatter of her colleagues, there was a moment of absolute calm. Two strangers' eyes locked and the world slowed down, as if time was choosing to move around this instant and leave a pool of stillness undisturbed. After a second, or maybe a year, the man spoke.
"I wanted to say sorry. For my friends. They're not really my friends."
He was handsome by any standard. Dark blonde hair, cut short at the sides, flopping slightly over one eye at the front. Bright blue eyes, and the slightest little dimple in his chin. He was also absolutely not Bella's type. He was very, very clean-cut. Safe, you could say.
"I wondered if I could buy you a drink to apologise."
"You don't have to." Who was she kidding, trying to put him off? Of course she would have a drink with him. It was all she could manage to not close the space between them and press her lips to his this very second.
"I want to. My friends, well, they're my cousin's friends, really, but they really were dicks to you."
He wasn't wrong.
"Just one drink to say sorry?"
He asked again. "Fine." She moved backwards as he stood up, to stop herself from falling deeper into his orbit. One drink. How had that only been 72 hours ago? For Bella, a lifetime had passed in those 72 hours. One drink had turned into 2 drinks. That was fine. That happened. 2 drinks had turned into 3. Again, nothing out of the ordinary there.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?